Hey, hello everyone. So today we are going to solve this LeetCode problem 128 that says longest consecutive sequence. So jumping with the example is like we have a numbers array which contains 100, 4, 200, 1, 3, 2. So longest consecutive sequence is 1, 2, 3, 4, which will be total count 4. Here the longest consecutive sequence will be 0, 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, which is 9. So we have to just return the longest consecutive sequence. Given an unsorted array of integers, nums, which is unsorted array of integers, and then the length of the longest. We have to return length, not the arrays of sequence. Okay, so we return the length of the longest consecutive element sequence. You must write an algorithm that runs in O(n) time. Okay, so basically, this problem, we have to return the length of the longest sequence. The sequence, if you look at the example, the sequence will be always an increment of 1. 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4. Which is always incrementing from 1 or with any predefined number. And to solve this, we can follow hash set. We can put the elements in hash set in order to avoid a duplicate. That's why we're not using hash mode. So it will avoid to duplicate these two zeros, and it will just we will just check the consecutive elements based on that. So let's do the solution. Here we take hash set integer type set. Okay, and then we say for names we have set and no, we are adding all elements in headset, and then we are just iterating int I equal to 0, I plus then nums then I plus plus. Right? Inside this iteration, we just need to check whether the number is in the headset. And okay, so we need to check that if there's two cases, we have to see the sequence. Okay, so the sequence is like, suppose we start from at this array value, then we need to check the second value, which is from 1 to 2. So in order to check this sequence, we need to make sure that the previous value of this doesn't exist, so that it is not previously encountered. For example, like we're checking the sequence from 2 to 3, but we need to make sure that the 2 has been a sequence of previously occurred integer value like 1. Okay, so just we need to filter this value. First we have filtered the duplicate value, and now we need to filter this value. So here we need to check that if that's it, what contains nums of I minus 1. Okay, nums of the I minus 1, the previous value, not the index. So if it's that contains, it should not contain, which is not. If it doesn't contain, then it enters inside this. Okay, this is the element which we have to process, and the processing will look something like this. While um, accept dot contains nums of I. So if it doesn't contain, we can say that int sequence is equal to nums of I, and we have a counter variable int count equal to 1, since the count will begin from 1, not 0. So we have the sequence of nums of I, and we can use this variable sequence. So if the hash should contain the sequence, um, it contains the sequence, not the sequence, it contains the sequence plus 1. So for 1 we are checking for 2, that if we are on 1 we need to check that does it contain 2. If it contains 2, we just need to do count plus plus, and we need to do sequence plus plus for the next um, sequence value, and then we need to have max equal to 0, and counting we are having sequence, and whenever it will continue to happen as it contains 1, 2, yes, sequences increase, count is increased, now 1 to 2, it contains 3, it will continue to count the sequence. And after this value, we need to check that max is equal to map dot max, the count value or the maximum value that we are getting, the global value, and we just need to return this outside this for loop. And this is how it is, but there is one trick here. Whenever this counter is happening for a particular number, it then again it is failing, it is just checking the max, and then it is coming back to the for loop for next value, and again the counter value will be reset as it will continue to count based on the previously counted value. Okay, so this is how it is. So basically, this problem was something more about using the hash set and thinking of hash set as a complexity of O(n). So trying to fetch the values from it and trying to increment the value sequentially. And this was the tricky part, to only enter this condition, considering that that element has not been a part of a previously calculated sequencing. So this is how it is. See you in the next problem.